What's going on, Conjure House family? Welcome to another episode of the Conjure House Files, 5 to 10 with Conjure House. So, tonight I wanted to discuss a topic that came up during a client conversation. And that topic is in regards to running, essentially. Whether, running towards something or running away from something. What I find and what I wanted to essentially discuss is the aspect of running for the purpose of trying to get away, even if you're doing it kind of subconsciously. Hopefully, this video will help you to realize the running that you're doing subconsciously. You know, in life, we are told, we are, a lot of us are raised, typically, to believe that life has to go a certain way. You have to go to um, school, whether it's private or public. You have to get good grades. You have to go to a specific college. And from that specific college, you have to go out and find a great job, have a lot of friends, be very social, and you have to marry, a person that is of equal standing, get a house, have, maybe two kids, get a dog, a cat, whatever the case may be. Um, but life doesn't always happen that way. And, there are people that think that it's a generational thing, but I found in generations that there's just people that life doesn't happen for them. What I do find is that there is a lot of running that occurs when that life doesn't happen for us. You don't get a job, or let me back that up. You grow up in a city that, of course, exists within a particular state. For me, growing up where I grew up, there is that small town effect. Now, over the years, it has grown, and there are people that have come in, and now you can't get an apartment for less than like $1,600 a month, unless you want to live in a certain area. When I lived there, I just didn't see a future for me in that city. So when I had the opportunity, I left. I went, I found new opportunities, I found myself. Uh, I created this, Conjure House, and I grew it over time, grew it over years, through uh, what most people would consider failures. I just figured ways not to do things, and I was patient. I grew with it. I let it grow. I did things that I thought would work that didn't work, and I made changes and adjusted myself over time. I have friends and people that I came up with that, you know, they left, they went away, but they did it more so running to the idea that changing, say, where they lived would change their outcome of their life. And don't get me wrong, there are places where, hey, you can go and you can make a new name for yourself, but it doesn't always mean that you're going to become something because you run from where you are. Sometimes we run because we don't want to face family. We don't want to face friends. We don't want to face choices we've made, the people we've dated, the things that we've given up. we don't want to face the reality of what's in front of us. And sometimes we believe that the only thing to do is to run. When you take the time to sit down with yourself before you make a decision, say to leave your city, leave a job, leave a set of friends, leave your family, and you take the time to be real with yourself about why you're doing it, then, you sometimes find out that you may not need to. Or you can, but before you do it, make sure you plan. Because sometimes when you run to what you feel is a new situation, a better situation, and it fails, it continues to create the feeling of failure to the point that you eventually block yourself in, or you box yourself in to where you feel that you have no other options left. And life becomes just that much harder. So if you're in a place right now where you're not sure that you're meeting the standards of what is considered a good life, ask yourself what life means to you. What do you consider a good life? For me, one of the aspects of life is, if I had a house or a cabin in the woods next to a river, or if I could put a cabin in the woods next to the ocean, life would be great. Just give me my Wi-Fi so I can keep up with things here and there. But life is simple for me. I collect Funko Pops. I, pretty much watch, anime and comics and different things. And I have, great people that are around me and right near me. So for me, life runs simple because for me, I don't mind the simple life. If that doesn't work for you, though, you have to figure out what will work for you. You can't base it on family. You can't base it on friends. If you do have someone that's in your life that you love and you care about how they feel, then, express how you feel. See if they're on board with you. See if they've taken the time to also look at where they want life to be, and see if you guys can find a happy median so that you together can start to work on that life. Okay? We outgrow things. We outgrow situations. We outgrow cities. We outgrow jobs. It happens. So don't run so fast that you forget to check if your shoes are tied, and then you trip and fall and completely bust your face, and things aren't the same. Okay? That's just something that's, it's been on my mind, it's been on my heart, and in talking to someone tonight, it came back to the forefront of something that I wanted to discuss. So after you watch this, if you have the time, if not, come back to it, but create a note somewhere or an alarm in your phone that reminds you to come back and write down what you're afraid of. Like, write down what you feel you failed at. Write down how you feel you can fix it. Write down where you want to be. Write down how you think you can get there. But plan to walk to where you're going. It is not a race to the finish. You're not here to impress anybody. You're not here to do things simply for other people's pleasure and enjoyment. You're here to make yourself the better person, if that is possible. If you have been allowed to do that, then take the time to do that. So if you guys have any questions, please post in the comments of the video, or feel free to write me, directly at Conjure House INT on Instagram, and I will be happy to answer. Also, lastly, thank you guys for purchasing the baths that I made. I am in the process of restocking. This is literally all that I have left of the last batch. So thank you guys. I appreciate you. I love your support, and I look forward to our next video. Goodbye.